My fiance's family thought I was just a dog groomer, so I let them laugh. Then I watched their faces when I won $50,000 doing the exact job they mocked. My fiance Lucas comes from one of those families where everyone has impressive degrees and serious careers. His dad's a cardiologist, his mom's a lawyer, and his brother Jake works in finance. Me, I'm a professional dog groomer, and I love my job. But to Lucas's family, it was basically a joke. At Christmas dinner, his mom asked if I was still playing with puppies while cutting her prime rib. Jake laughed and said maybe I could find something more professional after marrying Lucas. Even Lucas just sat there eating his mashed potatoes like none of it was happening. But his dad was worse. He'd casually call me the help whenever he thought I couldn't hear. Once, he even told Lucas to make sure the help didn't show up to the wedding wearing her work clothes. I swallowed every comment because I didn't want to start a family war. Then came the engagement party. Lucas's mom suggested their country club because it would be more appropriate for our social circle. Then she looked at me and said, "Don't worry, honey. We won't tell anyone what you do. We'll just say you work with animals." I smiled. But that night, I called my friend Maya, who works at the local news station. Maya had covered some of my work before because I volunteer grooming shelter dogs to help them get adopted. And I had an idea. A huge professional dog grooming championship was coming to our city. 3 of the country's top groomers were competing. The winner would get $50,000 and a contract with a major pet food company. 2 weeks later, Maya called me and said the news station was covering it. What Lucas's family didn't know was that I wasn't some amateur playing with puppies. I'd been competing professionally for 5 years. I'd won 2 regional championships and placed 3rd at nationals the year before. I simply never told them because they never cared enough to ask. The competition was Saturday. Lucas wanted to attend a golf tournament with his dad, but I convinced him to come support me. His entire family came because I promised free drinks at the after party. When we walked into the venue, Lucas actually stopped. There were cameras, professional lighting, hundreds of spectators, and some of the best groomers in the country. His mom looked around and whispered, "I thought this was just a little pet grooming thing." Then my name was called. I was assigned a golden retriever named Buddy, and I had 2 hours to transform him. I went with a lion cut, shaved body, full mane around his head and chest, with perfectly shaped tufts on his ankles and tail. About halfway through, I looked toward the audience. Lucas's dad had put his phone away. His mom was leaning forward. Even Jake had stopped checking his watch. They were finally watching. Then the judges announced the results. 3rd place went to a groomer from California with 20 years of experience. 2nd went to a man from New York who owned 5 salons. Then came 1st place. And the winner is me. Lucas jumped out of his seat screaming. His family didn't move. They just stared at me. I walked up and accepted the $50,000 prize while cameras flashed. But the real moment came afterward. A local reporter interviewed me and asked about my career. I told her I'd been grooming professionally for 8 years, earned around $80,000 a year, and had just signed a deal to open my 2nd location. Lucas's mom nearly dropped her wine glass. His dad stared at me. "You make $80,000 grooming dogs?" "Yes," I said. Then I mentioned that my Christmas bonus last year was bigger than Jake's monthly salary at his entry-level finance job. Suddenly, everyone wanted to talk to me. At the after-party, professional groomers kept congratulating me. Lucas's family learned that some groomers make 6 figures. One woman owned a mobile grooming company with 12 trucks and 30 employees. Finally, Lucas's dad pulled me aside. "I owe you an apology. I had no idea this was such a serious profession." His mom immediately added, "We're so proud to have you in the family." And Jake? He held out the longest, until he found out the previous year's national champion had bought a Tesla with her prize money. Suddenly, he wanted to know if I needed investors for my 2nd location. I just smiled. Apparently, my job wasn't embarrassing anymore once they realized it could make more money than theirs. If you enjoyed this story, consider subscribing so you don't miss the next one.